Ladies and gentlemen, tonight you have heard well-crafted speeches from two opposing parties. The one side offers a course of action for America that leads to true victory. The other begs you to submit to defeat at the hands of extremists. I exhort you, vote pro, vote for military operations in Pakistan. Taking money away from the Pakistani military is foolish. The Pakistani state will use reallocated funds to fund madrasas, places where many frustrated young men will be recruited into the Taliban. This would simply strengthen al-Qaeda. They will never go away without decisive action. Men who rule through terrorism cannot simply be thought away, cannot simply be educated away. Surely, this reallocation of funds is folly. Surely, this is idealistic and naive. The money is going where it needs to be, Pakistan's military. The Taliban al-Qaeda network, defeated in Afghanistan, has fled into the western reaches of Pakistan. When on the run from battle, they cross the border, knowing our troops will not be able to chase them. We are chained to an arbitrarily placed border and assaulted from the other side. The terrorists live to scheme further. Within western Pakistan, the Taliban terrorizes the innocents, brainwashing and manipulating even the minds of children. The Taliban al-Qaeda network itself has invaded Pakistan, robbing the legitimate government of whatever true authority it once had. These cowards hide in caves from our aerial assaults and shield themselves within buildings full of civilians, men, women, children. We must act. The legitimate government of Pakistan has confessed it cannot stand alone against the Taliban al-Qaeda network. They simply do not have the resources to halt this incursion. The United States must continue to make use of drone strikes. These attacks alone, however, cannot suffice. They simply draw out the conflict, prolonging the engagement, and allow the Taliban al-Qaeda network to retreat further into Pakistani lands. These drones can be faulty and inaccurate. Swift, company-level sorties acting quickly on military intelligence must also be conducted across the border. The U.S. has sufficient manpower in the region, and acting on up-to-the-minute military intelligence with small task forces, the U.S. can save civilian lives that would otherwise be lost. When the Taliban and al-Qaeda agents flee, they must know that there is nowhere to hide. As our drones root out top Taliban leaders, swift forces must annihilate the enemy so that they do not further encroach upon Pakistan's lands. We must ensure that they are crippled beyond repair. We are not at war with Pakistan. We fight against a non-national entity, a network, a virus that seeks to infect all of Pakistan. The United States must therefore also work with legitimate governments' militaries so that the two nations may side by side root out the plague of the Taliban al-Qaeda network. These actions would end the war more quickly. The U.S. can save her own nation financially. All airborne operations are incredibly expensive. Teaming drone strikes with small, swift ground assaults will not save only civilian lives, but money as well. An expedited end to the war also means a recovering Pakistan. The civilians will truly be able to live, not simply exist in a state of fear. If we leave the region, al-Qaeda will win. The areas of Pakistan already affected truly cease to be Pakistan, but a base for these terrorists. If we leave the region, we will fail, and the Taliban will be incredibly powerful. If we do not have the courage to stop the Taliban here, the attacks on America are guaranteed. For Western Pakistan is now a magnet for radicals and must be quickly dealt with. Military operations in Western Pakistan are vital to victory. They're vital to Pakistan's security, to America's security, to the world's security. When you rise from your chairs in a moment, do not walk over through the door to defeat. Instead, march with us through the gate to victory. Thank you. Vote pro.